G'day guys, welcome back to the Freo Faithful channel. The first game of the season is complete. Freo beating West Coast. I think it was by about 5 goals in the end, or just shy off at Coburn. Started off pretty dicey. I think the Eagles kicked 5 of the first 6, and I was thinking, God, what have we got ourselves into this season? But it was a pretty windy day, and the boys ended up just dominating the back 3 quarters of football, which was great. Today we are here for 5 things we learned, which is a new series on the Freo Faithful channel, which will happen after every Dockers game from now until grand final day this season. Make sure you guys are a part of the Freo Faithful community by hitting subscribe, and if you want to contribute to the channel, hit join on the membership tab to join the Faithful. Here we go. Here are 5 things that we learned from Freo's practice game against West Coast. Number 1, fast ball movement between the arcs. This is probably the biggest area of improvement heading into season 2026. We've been heavily criticised in the past for moving the ball too slow. We don't want to be a long down the line team, and I felt like for a lot of today's game, when we won the footy, we did try to get the ball in the middle of the ground. When the ball was up for dispute in the sort of half-back or wing areas, we did seem to take up a lot of central positioning, particularly guys like Brayshaw, Murphy Reid, Hayden Young, Neil Erasmus. Neil and Murphy Reid particularly today did really well to get goal side on the counter-attack and set up a few goals. So I was happy to see that when we won the ball in the middle of the ground, we were rapidly moving it through the corridor and getting it inside 50. I think the only time we'd really go long down the line, there was a few kick-ins, which were, I don't know, a bit frustrating because we've seen that for a while now, that long kick to a pack. Did see that a few times, which I didn't love. And then otherwise we just go long, deep inside forward 50, which I have no issue with. But I liked what I saw at times today, how we moved the ball through the middle of the ground. Number 2, the key forward brigade is looking large. It was a great display from all the tools really across the ground today. So Jai Amos ended up our leading goal kicker, kicking 4. Just seemed more comfortable, seemed more cohesive with Josh Tracy. He was leading into the right areas. He was finding quite a lot of the ball and sort of operating from the goal square, but getting up to that sort of 70, 80 metre region to find his own footy as well. I think his body looks great. He played really well today, looked pretty confident, which is good to see. For Jai, didn't spend any time on the wing, which has been spoken about a fair bit. But as a forward, he did his job really well today. Paddy Voss, I think, finished the day with 3 goals. A classic Paddy Voss performance, leading at the ball, full-chested, just strong, kicked a good goal on the run with some composure inside 50, and he was great. And I think Tracy only got 1 or 2 goals on the day, but he was probably the most impressive of the lot for me, to be honest. The contested marking around the ground, he is just absolutely a leader in this competition. Yeah, he genuinely could be a top 5 key forward in terms of his contested marking from what we saw today. I know it was only against West Coast in a practice game, but he's got really sticky mitts and he's really confident in his body to have the strength to pull off those marks. He was absolutely unreal today, Josh Tracy. We've got our mix now in the forward line, Voss, Tracy, Amos. It's just about getting that confidence out of Amos, the smalls working well amongst the talls, but in terms of the key forwards, couldn't really fault them at all today. They worked really well together. Number 3, Brandon Walker is still best 23. It's been almost a year since we've seen Brandon Walker play in purple after that shoulder injury that he sustained in that Sydney game. Hasn't been back. He played a little bit of waffle last year. But before he went out with injury, he had a really strong end to his season in the back of 2024. He's always been a really solid lockdown one-on-one player with his athleticism, but really noticed today how much his explosiveness has gone to another level. He's so fast, so agile. He'd find the balls in tight areas and just after a few steps, 3-4 steps, he's out and driving our attack from defence. And he started off a lot of our counter-attacks today. So I think Brandon Walker will be in the team when we go down and play Geelong in round 1. It was great to see him back to his best. Although being a practice game, not looking like he's missed a beat in that season that he's had off. Amongst a half-back line of Jordan Clark, Heath Chapman, Carl Warner, I think Walker and Clark are probably the 2 best today. McVee's obviously going to take a bit of time to nestle into the squad, but Walker really owned that position today after a long time on the sidelines, which was really promising to see. Number 4, the new boys. So seeing Mason Cox, the big number 18, in a Freo jumper, it's going to take some getting used to, that's for sure. I feel like at times he looked a little bit awkward, a little bit gangly. But when he had the ball in hand, he didn't really, fluff his lines or anything like that. He linked up really well with Josh Tracy for a few nice kicks that set him up on the 50. And yeah, he just knows where he wanted the ball to be put as a key forward, and he delivered that to our key forward. So linked up with them pretty well. His ruck work, probably need to watch the game again to form a really strong opinion on it. I don't think it really stood out. The midfield battle was a bit of a weird one today, but in terms of Mason Cox's individual game, I thought he was all right. Thought Judd McVie was a little bit quiet off half back, which is fine. It's just a practice game. Had some good speed and, he showed composure at times, bringing the ball out of defence, which is good. Didn't really see him too high up the ground other than one or two counter-attacks where we used the switch to find a target inside 50 where he did push up higher, but he didn't really take the game on as much as someone like a Brandon Walker did. But nevertheless, didn't have a bad game by any means. Tobin Murray didn't get on the scoreboard, but looked pretty lively. He's obviously that sort of mature age. He's 20 years old, so still very young, but he didn't really look out of place, I didn't think. He took up good positioning, didn't really look out of line in that forward line whatsoever. Chris Cherry came on at the later parts of the game. Haven't really seen too much of him, but yeah, from what I can gather, just a really rapid, fast Sam Switkowski type. So I did notice when he got on the ball how zippy he was. So with the SSP selections that we've had in the past with Voss, Sharp, and Dudley, you should expect this guy to play. So exciting signs for a young player. It's going to be interesting to see how JL deploys McVie this season. That is probably the player that we expect to make the most difference to our squad that joined us over the off-season. Didn't really do a whole lot today, but he's going to be a player that's going to be important for us this season for sure. And number 5, marking tools working to their strength. We have a very tall lineup now. Jai Amos, Paddy Voss, Josh Tracy, Luke Jackson, Mason Cox, Sean Darcy, Brennan Cox, Alex Pearce. Now, we don't want to be a long down the line team. We do want to spread the ground and allow hit-up targets to come rather than just sort of bombing on the head of these guys. But I think I liked what I saw today with the mix of tools. Jackson taking good marks across the ground. Tracy all day, strong contested marks. And as I alluded to before, he linked up really well with Mason Cox, who, took a couple of grabs. It was just good to see. We're going to work to the strengths of these guys as tools. That's sort of one mode that we have. We can sort of do that hit up with all of our key forwards who are good leading forwards, all of them. And then when we need to go fast through the middle of the ground, that's when you guys like Murphy Reed, Shea Bolton, Neil Erasmus and those types can hit up, get to that sort of centre forward zone and then find forwards in the forward line. But yeah, if we do need to go to that tall target, we do have a good chain across the ground, which is good to see. If we are going to go this tall all season, we need to work it into our game plan and really play to our strengths with that. So there's 5 things that I took away from the game today. Get in the comments, what did you take away and what did you learn from this practice match? Footy season isn't long away, and make sure you guys are locked in to Freo Faithful for all things Freo all throughout 2026. Hit subscribe, join the community, and we'll see you in the next one.